That's what you want to call it.
2019.
Biden
Wall
no
Street
number.
Dow futures are down 254 points. S&P 500 down 22. Will Microsoft repeat yesterday's surge, which saw it briefly edge Apple out to become the world's biggest company? Watch this space. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message data rates may apply.
Hey Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off since I turned 40. I just don't get the results I used to
If
get.
you were raised on bologna, drank Pepsi, played in the dirt, got your butt spanked, had 3 TV channels. Okay, that's right. We good.
The patented
Yeah.
key ingredient is something called testosterone, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text CUT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Online retailer eBay has agreed to pay a $3 million fine.
The fine is connected to criminal charges filed by feds over employees who harassed a Massachusetts couple by sending live spiders, cockroaches, and other disturbing items to their home. The employees already were prosecuted in the scheme to intimidate a couple after they produced an online newsletter that upset eBay executives with its coverage. eBay has accepted responsibility for the employees' actions and has entered into a deferred prosecution agreement. It includes an independent monitor overseeing the company for 3 years to ensure its compliance with the terms and federal law. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
And finally, dressing rooms have been installed in French post offices in a pilot program to let customers try on their online clothes purchases. The dressing rooms are equipped with mirrors and painted in the traditional canary yellow of La Poste, the state-owned postal service. If customers don't like what they see in that mirror, they can return the unwanted items right away. Vive la France! I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Vive la France!
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-771-1300. 800-771-1300.
We got kosher in there? Kosher.
800-771-1300.
If you're always missing part of your favorite show because you have to get out of the car, don't worry, take us with you, either through our streaming app or through your Alexa or Google smart home device. News Radio 1440.
And there we go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the Money Today guarantee. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Closed by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
A mild start to our Friday morning. Those temperatures get even warmer, though, as we head into the afternoon. Most of you will max out in the upper 60s and low 70s. That warmth, along with a couple of other things, could fuel some scattered pockets of shower and thunderstorm activity. A lot of gusty winds ahead of storms during and even after that frontal boundary pushes through. Looks like we turn cooler and drier coming up for the weekend. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WFFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now we're looking good. Your
Friday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenwood. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. McKinnon Toyota has a great selection of Toyota Camrys, the #1 selling car in America, and the Toyota Corolla, the #1 selling car in the world. You'll be renting with McKinnon, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSMA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Today is another first alert weather day with severe weather moving through our state once again, and because of that weather, a number of students will be working remotely or virtually. Aiken County, Opelika City, Phoenix City, and several others all closed with students working from home. For a full list, visit WSFA.com. Happening now, Selma is still under a boil water notice. City officials are waiting on lab results after testing the water supply. City first implemented the notice after finding several leaks that caused low water pressure and led to some people losing water altogether. Health city officials have been passing out bottled water daily at the Selma Convention Center on Washington Street. In Prattville, city leaders cut the ribbon on a brand new baby doctor on the fire station located at Fire Station 4 on North Old Bridge Road. Boxes give mothers the option to safely surrender their babies. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
Half of Alabama residents use a septic tank. Are you one of them? Septic tanks are used where municipal sewers are not available, and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger your family, pollute the environment, and be expensive to repair. So know the warning signs: wet spots in your yard, slow draining toilets or drains, gurgling sounds in drains, and sewage odors. You can prevent your system from failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years. Keep a separate container for grease and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphate and spread laundry loads over several days as to not overload the system with too much water. You need a permit before installing a new system or before repairing an existing one. Your local health department has a copy of the septic tank system permit that indicates the location of your system and the size of the tank.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website.
Hello, Melissa.
alabamapublichealth.gov.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Septic tanks are used where municipal sewers are not available, and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger your family, pollute the environment, and can be expensive to repair. You can prevent your system from failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years, keep a separate container for grease, and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphates and spread laundry over several days as to not overload the system with too much water. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
The internet is vast and unending, but you don't have to go that far to hear your favorite talk show hosts. Search, stop, and listen at newsradio1440.com.
Okay. Let me see.
You need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take it.
It's Friday.
The focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you...
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine, for it is once again, one more time, one more day. You're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time to rise and shine if you can. It is time for the word, our daily bread this morning. It is January the 12th, 2024. My bad. Today's daily bread is simply entitled God's Worker. Our scripture insight today comes from Genesis 39:19 through 23. But to start us off, Genesis 39:23 reads, "The Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did." Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, good morning. It is January the 12th. It is a day like all the other days that has never been. And believe me when I tell you, it's a day that will never, ever come again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should do today that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, January the 12th, 2024, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you have lived a while, you have seen, you have heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace, the charity, and the God Almighty love from God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrow. But if tomorrow should never be, and it is this day, that is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, whatever you do what you can while you can, and reach back every once in a while and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, or no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Put one foot in front of the other and keep moving. Don't ever give up, because quitters will never win. And while winners lose every once in a while, or a thing or two, they never are losers because they never give up. Don't you give up. And no matter what happens this day or yesterday, remember, it is a great day to be alive. God's Worker. That's our daily bread for this morning, January the 12th, 2024. It's time to rise and shine.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Amy Boucher Pye, and I called today's reading God's Worker. In a refugee camp in the Middle East, when Reza received a Bible, he came to know and believe in Jesus. His first prayer in Christ's name was, "Use me as your worker." Later, after he left the camp, God answered that prayer when he unexpectedly secured a job with a relief agency, returning to the camp to serve the people he knew and loved. He set up sports clubs, language classes, and legal advice, anything that can give people hope. He sees these programs as a way to serve others and to share God's wisdom and love. When reading his Bible, Reza felt an instant connection with the story of Joseph from Genesis. He noticed how God used Joseph to further his work while he was in prison. Because God was with Joseph, he showed him kindness and granted him favor. The prison warden put Joseph in charge and didn't have to pay attention to matters there because God gave Joseph success in whatever he did. God promises to be with us too. Whether we're facing imprisonment, literal or figurative, hardship, displacement, heartache, or sorrow, we can trust that He'll never leave us. Just as He enabled Reza to serve those in the camp and Joseph to run the prison, He'll stay close to us always. Today's scripture reading is from Genesis chapter 39, verses 19 through 23. When his master heard the story his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me," he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the warden put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. Let's pray. Saving God, you never leave us, even when we endure the hardest of circumstances. Please give us hope no matter what we face, and open our eyes to see you at work in our life. We pray in the holy name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you for listening. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Court! Oh, gee! Who? Airborne! Here we go, all the way, gotta be rough and tough, airborne, every day, we run to
Through the sun, no sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. Not really, but you know.
The bread was molded and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go, all the way.
Well, what you waiting on? Time to rise and shine.
Airborne. Wait.
When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way airborne.
It's Friday.
Driving on. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. Early one morning in the drizzling rain, when I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane, jumped past the say 1 minute to go, green light lit with a chilling glow. All the way airborne, all the way driving on, all the way.
Okay, it's almost payday, so let's get up, let's get motivated. Almost. Hey, Monday's a holiday. Check might be in the bank already. Airborne. Oh, the way. That's right. The check might be in the bank already. Hey, it's Friday, holiday Monday. Hey, go check the bank, see if the money's there. All right, then. Oh, PT today, last day of PT. Get it on. Hard work. Hard work.
That's what I say. Hard work. Hard work.
Every day. I get up about 2:45. On go and earn my pay. Hard work. Oh, to work. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Oh, yeah. Hard work. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. Let's go to work. Hard work. Woo! Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. That's what they say. every day. Woo! On the airplane in the early morning rain. Woo! Oh yeah. Hard work. Hard work, baby. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Set them on down. We ain't done yet. Hard work. Woo. Okay. Hard work. You know, I think this PT's lasting longer than I thought it would. Okay, we got it under control though. We didn't get that's our workout for this morning. And now let us pay homage to all of our armed forces: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. I don't know what they do yet, but they're part of the family. Let's step back and see what happens. Also, let's say good morning to some of our local heroes, the ones who guard our streets at night and make sure that if it's within their power, there should be no harm to come to you tonight. And of course, that is Montgomery Police Department, the few officers that we have, and the Montgomery Fire Department, of course, and I got about the Sheriff Department. Of course, we got the guys over there. Good morning to Cunningham, Derek Cunningham, and Daryl Albert. Is he still there? I'm just checking to make sure. Let me see what else. I forget anybody else. Oh, and let's give a good shout out to the truck drivers out there. You know, I don't know why. We don't never say hi to, but the truck drivers are the people who keep things rolling and rolling them down the freeway. Personally, I think we ought to have the left lane should give priority to truck drivers. I really think it should. Yeah, I think it should. When I run for Congress, that's going to be one of the things that I put forth between the hours of like 8 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. The left lane is strictly for truckers. I can live with that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Can I get an amen from the AFL-CIO? That's what I'm talking about. Because, see, don't nobody appreciate the truckers until there ain't no groceries in the grocery place. Where the trucks at? Where they at? Yeah. Let a water main break. Anyway, I got water in town. Where the trucks at? Okay, I'm just saying. We might want to make it a little easier on them boys out there. Oh, and one more thing. This has been in my mind for a few weeks. You know, if we have somebody who gets killed in our prisons, I don't think we have to tag them as an inmate anymore. They're not here anymore. So we could probably use their name as a memorial and remembrance of that individual. I'm just saying. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and of course, and we'll be back with our little bitty thingamajigger here after this.
Weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Over here, over there, we can wish the trail, and those caissons go rolling along. Say it's hi, hi, hey,
Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
A mild start to our Friday morning. Those temperatures get even warmer, though, as we head into the afternoon. Most of you will max out in the upper 60s and low 70s. That warmth, along with a couple of other things, could fuel some scattered pockets of shower and thunderstorm activity. A lot of gusty winds ahead of storms during and even after that frontal boundary pushes through. Looks like we turn cooler and drier for the upcoming weekend. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got our first accident. It's North Boulevard at Emery Falmer Boulevard, so please use caution if you're moving in that area. North Boulevard at Emery Falmer. Outside of that, we're looking good. Interstate system's moving smoothly. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Larry Live Oak. Make sure you got the right insurance for your needs and lifestyle. Larry's been customizing insurance since 1988. Call Live Oak Insurance. Main Street in Millbrook, 285-2881. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
This year, the Game Awards recognize the League of Legends World Championship as the 2023 Best Esport event. While other tournaments put on a great show, nothing could top the storyline from League of Legends esports. Faker, the most famous esports player of all time, got to take his Korean team to the grand finals in South Korea. His team T1 would win it all in front of a ravenous home crowd for the first time in Faker's decade-long career.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As a parent, it can be scary to hand the car keys to your teenager. To help your teen stay safe, be a good role model and follow traffic laws yourself. Set rules for your teen, including wearing a seatbelt, driving only during the day, and with limited distractions, including from their passengers. Finally, make sure your teen knows it is never okay to text and drive. For a sample driving agreement for teens, visit healthychildren.org.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Russ Wilson here. We play 60, United Way in the NFL, for helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you just going to do it every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way.
You can set reminders, make a grocery list, look up random facts and info in seconds, and play your favorite talk show, all with your smart home speaker. News Radio 1440.
Okay, speaking of smart home speakers, I am not lying to you guys. Okay, this is no lie. Other night, Alexa was having a conversation by herself. scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. I heard somebody talking, and there was even whispering. And I said, "Who's that?" And it was Alexa having a conversation by herself. So I said, "Well, what the world is going on? Maybe it's an alien or something they was talking to. I don't know." But I got up and unplugged her, because anything that can have a conversation by themselves, yes, we need to do some investigation, whatever they call it. I'm not lying to you. Okay, I know y'all think. Okay, I'm telling you, and you think that the peanut butter and the jelly and the cheese and bologna in the refrigerator don't communicate. I'm telling you, I heard a conversation going on, and the only thing in the room with me was Alexa. And I said, "Alexa?" He said, "Yes." Okay, there's something in those machines. I think we are probably being taken over by aliens. Okay, now they don't think they're aliens; they just think they are who they are, and I'm good. I'm good with that. All right, okay, I got to play this one. I love this one. It just always gets the point across of redemption, and then I'll probably only play it like once every other month for after today. But I'm gonna play it this month. But I like it. It's a good one.
An alarm clock. But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15, and at 4:16, her feet.
I'm not joking about Alexa.
And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me, and then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. And my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up this in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home, made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with a light. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put them in the iron. But all of that pain went away. Worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid, and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually, the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, and it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity. And I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch. And I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. Your family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talked, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm gonna buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm gonna buy you a nice car." Not like Grandma, so get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family, and that's what I look forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. It was my mom's roommate. Miss Howell, come quick."
It is a great day
Miss Howell was
to be
my
alive.
grandma. She said, "Come quick, it's Ruth." Ruth was my mom. She said, "I can't wake her up. I think she's dead." And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing it was, hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed, had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and says, "The state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault." That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor. I just started crying alone. I can remember hearing voices. I heard the voice of my foster mom saying, "You're stupid, and you'll never amount to nothing." I heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said that boy's gonna end up just like his father. My father was a career criminal. He died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm going to die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey." And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, "That's creepy." But he smiled and he said, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing?" He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me. He said, "Mr. Humphrey," he says, "prison doesn't have to be your life." He says, "You can get out of here and you can do great things." He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, "Mr. Humphrey." I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I believe in you." He walked out of my cell. If he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes, and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to, and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive. Wow. I love that. I can listen to that at least 3 or 4 times a day. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. It's a Friday morning, 6:44 in the morning. I was scheduled to have a guest today, but that's not going to happen because okay, I don't know why. It's just not going to happen. Okay, just let me leave that alone. Just leave no. It wasn't a politician or anything like that that went out or anything like that. It's just one of those things, that it happens every once in a while. However, we still have, okay. We still. Let me. I got to finish writing this note right here. Okay, send that note right there. Somebody had a fire and burned everything they had up. And good thing I got a little extra money in the old helping hand thing down there. So we're just going to send them a little bit of that and see if we can help out some more, even though it's not Christmas. That's okay. Every once in a while, you just got to break the rules. But anyway, good morning to you. And why? And having fires is terrible anyway. But having fires on your house when your house is burned in winter time, that's just really excruciatingly painful. But anyway, we'll do what we can and see if we can help them out a little bit more. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Okay. It is a great day to be alive. So, the word of the day. Now, the word of the day is a word that young people of today really have they really have not been introduced to it. It's almost as if it is a sin to tell them. It's like it is child abuse to mention this word. No, it's not word. Although they act like that child abuse too. So my son likes working, so I'm good. But this word, well, it takes an individualistic motivation. It takes individual desire. It takes rugged individualism. Okay, which is something that what do we call? Okay, we had the millennials, we had Generation X, and what we got now? Generation. Okay, we had Generation Z. We got anybody left? Whatever happened to Generation Y? Where'd they go? But anyway, they're not familiar with this word. So today, okay, let us reintroduce this word to the young people. Okay, it's spelled AMBITION. Let me spell that one more time. AMBITION. To my military friends in town, that is Alpha, Mike, Bravo, India, Tango, India, Oscar, November. Okay, so now, how do you pronounce that word? Well, let me tell you what the word means. A strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring strict determination. And here's one, hard work. What is that word again? I'll spell it one more time. Ambition. Ambition. It seems to be a word that has been stripped from our lexicon of language. Okay? Ambition. A strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. Okay, then. I think if my generation has a big problem, and that big problem is that we tried to make life so easy for our kids today until they think that's the way life really is. Like my son, before he got certain, I just give him money. Hey, put some in your pocket. You put your hand in your pocket, you can, jangle some change. I don't do that no more. Oh, no. Now, since he's about 14, we earned that money. Okay, we do something extra. Use some ambition. And here's another word that goes along with ambition: initiative. Okay, but we don't really. We've tried so hard, and then the government comes into. Well, you got to have his self-esteem. Then I got this idiot on the radio telling, don't spank him because spanking would only make them mad. Bring it on. Bring on your madness. You're going to see what it's like to be really mad now. Some of the stupid things that new society is telling us to do. Anyway, so the word of the day is ambition. A strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring a lot of hard work and determination. Now, what is the lesson of life today? Well, the lesson of life today is one that I think a lot of us don't understand. Okay, the reason why we call this show Decisions is because everything we do requires us to make one. You can't wake up in the morning without making a decision. You can have the decision to be thankful and let God know you're thankful, or you don't. But you still make the decision to do it. And even if you think you didn't make a decision, you made one. You made one to get up. All right? I'm just saying. So it's about making the right decision that puts you in a better position to be successful in life. But here's one right now you cannot undo. In this life, we can either be courageous or we can be comfortable. But we cannot have both, at least not at the same time. Let me say that again. We can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but you cannot have both at the same time. So you have to decide which is important to you. Okay? Which is important to you. That's what you have to decide. All right then? That's what I'm talking about. All right then. Anyway, so I got to say that one more time. In this life, we can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but we cannot have both of them at the same time. So remember that. And the word of the day, I just put this one more time: ambition. A strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. And if money is your only motivator for employing your ambition, then I'm afraid that you're going to be sadly misunderstood, and you're going to miss the mark. Okay, it's just going to happen. I mean, we all are motivated to do something for some particular reason, but if money is your only reason you want to be successful, it won't last long. Okay, I'm just telling you. It is January the 12th. It is the 12th day of the year. It was on this day in 1959 that Berry Gordy Jr. founded Motown Records, originally Tamla Records in Detroit, Michigan. In 1828, the United States and Mexico signed a treaty of limits defining the boundary between the two countries to be the same as the one established in the 1819 treaty between the U.S. and Spain. In 1915, the U.S. House of Representatives rejected by a margin of 204 to 174 a proposed constitutional amendment that give women nationwide right to vote. That's where we messed up. We gave them a right to vote. Then they started voting on how people look and how ugly they were, how handsome they are, how dark the hair they got, how much hair they have. See, women, yeah, I'm just sorry, we come out a lot better if we just let the men vote. I mean, but that's okay. You see, we got women who felt sorry for Biden. Look, he's in the office. Women who thought Barack, not Barack, who thought Barack Obama was so fine. Okay, we got that. Then we got Trump. Women mad at him because he's what do you call that? What do you call a guy who's was it A-lister or whatever? Anyway, because he's a man, 6 foot something, big enough to put his foot in anybody's butt he wants to. I'm just saying. Now, women don't like men like that. Men, what they call a guy like that anyway? I'm not that. I'm not on that scale, but I'm close. I'm the short version of it. Okay, I forgot exactly. I had A something. I don't know. It's when a man is a man and you don't have to worry about him being nothing else but a man. Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, women. Now, if the monster is outside, then that's the kind of guy we want. Oh, the lion coming at you, you get him. Somebody breaking in the house, you don't know. You go down there, you get him. Yeah. What's the reason why you want the man to go down there and get him? Because theoretically, he's supposed to be the man, the protector, the bad mamma jamma. But they don't really like that kind of man anymore. Okay, until the monster comes, like in all the movies, then they make the man go out there. I'm just saying, what do you think? I want to get killed. 1932, Hattie W. Caraway became the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate after initially being appointed to serve out the remainder of the term of her late husband, Thaddeus. 1945 was the year. During World War II, Soviet forces began a major successful offensive against the Germans in Eastern Europe. An aircraft from U.S. Task Force 38 sank about 40 Japanese ships off Indochina. I know about China. I don't know what the Indo thing. I don't know where that came from. 6:54 in the morning, 1948. The U.S. Supreme Court in Scipio versus Board of Regents of University of Oklahoma unanimously ruled that state law schools could not discriminate against applicants based on that of race. Wait a minute now, we didn't have segregation up in Oklahoma, did we? Really? Okay, I wasn't here yet, but I guess we did. I must admit, I'm still trying to figure out why black folks have caused so much hell in the world. Kind of like Jewish people. I never had figured that out yet. Is it really because of color, or is there a secret? Is there a secret here that ain't nobody telling us? I'll have to do some more investigation on that. 1965, the music variety show Hullabaloo premiered on NBC TV with host of the week Jack Jones. Guests included Joey Heatherton, the New Christy Minstrels, and Woody Allen. Yeah, I never heard of him. I know Woody Allen. 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson said that in the State of the Union address, U.S. military should stay in Vietnam, and they did for a while. Until communist aggression there was stopped. The TV series Batman, starring Adam West and Burt Ward as a dynamic duo, premiered on ABC, airing twice a week on consecutive nights. I must admit, I won't admit this in public, but I still watch Batman. Okay, and listen, it's on HI, Heroes and Icons. And I watch Superman 2. Now, I mean Superman, the numeral 2. I mean Superman TOO. I watch Superman also. The old one, 1957. What? I'm sorry. Something about them heroes in them days, they wasn't trying to turn me gay, and you didn't see guys kissing one another. So I'm good. It was just nice, wholesome TV. 1971, the groundbreaking situation comedy All in the Family. All in the Family. It's pretty good. I liked it. Well, what's his name? Who played on there anyway? He went on In the Heat of the Night. In the heat of the night. Okay, check him out if you can find him on TV. 1986, the shuttle Columbia blasted off with a crew that included the first Hispanic American in space, Dr. Franklin R. Chain Diaz. And I remember I was headed to Hawaii, and all of a sudden the news broke, and I think that ship went down. And I think Reagan said that they tried to touch the face of God. Wow. 1998, Linda Tripp provided independent counsel Tim Stark's office with tape conversation between herself and former White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Okay, people don't like snitches. And in 2000, in a 5-4 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court in Illinois versus Wardlow gave police broad authority to stop and question people who run at the sight of an officer. Now, I thought that they said it wasn't against the law to run from the police. Now, somebody's lying to us. So, can you run from the police or can you not? I mean, what's the deal on that one anyway? I can figure that out later on. Okay? I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go today. Can we run from the police? Because I'm not running from the police person. That just, to me, that just gives them probable cause to run after you. We'll be back after this.
WLWIAM. The Ben Shapiro Show and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM Montgomery, Cumulus media station. CBS
Lindsay Parker. U.S. and UK forces strike back at Yemen's Houthi rebels. They escalate their drone and missile strikes on Western shipping in the Red Sea.
Targeted specific facilities and capabilities intended to degrade and disrupt the Houthis' ability to conduct the kinds of attacks that we've been seeing. And so we're still conducting the battle damage assessment. Initial indications are that we had good effects. We'll continue to monitor that. So far, we have not seen any kind of retaliatory action.
Pentagon spokesman Major General Pat Ryder on CBS Moments. Israel's been having its day in court. The World Court accused by South Africa of committing genocide against Palestinian civilians in Gaza. This is Anna Holiday.
It is against Israel that there's a plausible possibility of genocide. Countries like the UK and the US to continue supporting Israel if it ignores an order from the judges here, which then finds it in violation of international law.
Israel is asking the court judges to throw out the case. After wrapping up closing arguments in Donald Trump's New York fraud trial, I trust that justice will be done. I'm confident in that. And I'm extremely proud of the case that we put up. New York Attorney General Letitia James, in an unsanctioned outburst during closing arguments, the former president denounced the trial as politically motivated. Trump remains the frontrunner in Monday's Republican Iowa caucus. CBS's Otto Keith reports from the campaign trail.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he's not concerned about the weather Monday for the Iowa caucuses, but he is concerned about frontrunner Donald Trump. I want to focus on what can we do so that hardworking people can get ahead again instead of falling behind. None of that will happen in this election if Trump is the nominee. Iowans have a chance to weigh in on this. DeSantis and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley are scheduled to crisscross the states in the weekend, trying to win over the last remaining undecided Republicans.
The Navy says it's investigating yesterday's crash of one of its helicopters in San Diego Bay.
We know that the crew all survived. They were moved promptly ashore and are undergoing medical evaluation now.
Plenty of people experienced burnout during the pandemic. For many, it persists, including among Christian clergy. Almost half of clergy surveyed in fall say they had seriously considered leaving their congregations at least once since the pandemic started. And more than half thought seriously at least once about leaving the ministry. That's according to the Hartford Institute for Religion Research. CBS's Wendy Gillette ahead of the opening bell. The Dow is down 181. This is CBS News.
Google Riley Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? I haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, doing falling off since I turned 40. I just didn't get the results I used to get. Testosterone. I went through it a while back. And then Genetics Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me. Let's see right on TV. Is it for real? Oh, yeah. The patented gene ingredient is something called testosterone, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean. And it's made a difference for you. Yeah, I've seen them in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom. Well, there's still complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves. Yeah, you just need to send them a text. That's correct. The 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text free to 42424. That's cut to 42424.
These products are not intended to treat you, but they need to do this.
Say it ain't so, Beach Nut. CBS's Monica Ricks explains. It's the end of the era for fruit striped gum. It's being discontinued after more than 50 years. Its manufacturer, Ferrero Candy, says it's quality and considered manufacturers before finally spitting out its final decision. Stripe was best known for its 5-foot clovers and famous zebra mascot. It's already sold out in most stores, but you can try to snag a pack on eBay going for a couple $100. And finally, just in case your invitation got lost in the mail, let me tell you how the wedding of the youngest son of the Sultan of Brunei is going. The celebration in the old next week today when Prince Abdul made his vows to bring the permission of peace. And that was only 5 days into the 10-day festivities, which will culminate in Brunei's capital next week. The prince has described himself as a simple guy. I'm sure his 2.5 million Instagram followers would agree. I'm Vicky Barker, CBS News.
Are you life insurance? And then make sure all tobacco user can be phone. 20 years. Right here, 20 years. News 908 7636. And more than should. I know. Remember, it's all true. 908 7636.
Because you want to go through with them, you can find it. It's not about nothing. A free online resource from the non-profit Ministry of Economic for Education. It's not about you. The easy place is to want to get through.
Bill 1440 from the comfort of your car seat, the comfort of your desk chair, or the comfort of your recliner at home, or everywhere on your smart home speaker. This is Radio 1440.
Let me see. Okay, we're back. Good morning. Friday, don't forget, and I think there's going to be a parade. There's going to be a parade on Monday for the MLK Day thing right there going on. Okay. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. And I got a lot of things. I got some more things going. Of course, the office of what's that new office of somebody said they paid somebody $134,000 cultural, the office of cultural, whatever it is. They didn't send me anything, and they don't come up here and tell me about it. It was $134,000. Well, at least come up and talk to the mayor of the airways and
tell us what's going on, and tell us what's going on. That's a mistake in you. We haven't heard from them. They probably, if they don't know about me, they don't need to get in the office of coach or whatever. I mean, I'm the mayor of the airways. I mean, it just seems to me that now they told Stephen, now they need to tell Kevin, what's going on. Let it go. Anyway, I didn't get a chance to finish the other stuff. 15 years ago, Senate Democrats announced they would accept former Illinois Attorney General Roland Burris as President-elect Barack Obama's Senate successor. Acting on Obama's behest, President George W. Bush agreed to ask Congress for the final $350 billion financial bailout fund on the final news conference of its presidency. Okay. Right. 10 years ago, officials announced that Iran has limited uranium enrichment. Right there. And 6 years ago, President Donald Trump, White House physician, Dr. Ronnie Jackson, declared him in excellent health after the president received his first checkup at Walter Reed Military Hospital. Sportscaster Keith Jackson, best known as down home voice of college football, died at the age of 89. John Tooney, whose successful campaign for California seat in the U.S. Senate was the basis of Robert Redford's movie, The Candidate, died at the age of 83. Now, here's some things, since you guys are kind of slow this morning, here's some things that you may not know. I do this in practice. Somebody knows, but most of you don't. Did you know that it's absolutely impossible for people to lick their elbow? I know, I didn't try it. I can't do it. I tried. It won't happen. Okay. And a crocodile, even though they seem like they can eat just about anything, cannot stick its tongue in. And here's one. I'm trying to get right for a couple months. A shrimp's heart. Now, believe it or not, that little fella that you guys be dipping in sauce. I think after you hear this, you're probably gonna start eating shrimp. Okay. A shrimp's heart is in its head. Now, I want you to think about that the next time you want to shrimp scampi or stuff like that. You eat the heart out of the shrimp. Okay, it is in its head. His heart lives in his head. Actually, that's not really a bad thing. Some of our hearts may be living out here also, but that's not where it goes. It's a good, impossible for pigs to look up into the sky. You ever seen a pig looking at the stars? Nope. You ever seen a pig looking at the stuff? Nope, you haven't. Nope. You're always looking straight ahead. I'm just saying. Okay? If you sneeze too hard, you could possibly fracture one of your ribs. Mm-hmm. Okay. And also, wearing headphones for just an hour can increase the bacteria in their ear by 700 times. So while you folks walk around all day long, look like you're smart, think you look like you're cool, because you got that stupid white thing in your ear, just remember that it can create problems in your ears with diseases. I'm just saying you might want to put that underneath your hat somewhere and figure out. So not only is it not cool, it is not healthy to keep something in your ear for that long. I'm just what I say. Okay, who's this? Like I don't know. Good morning, Ed. I'm doing fine.
I'm sure you are. All right, there. Yeah, moving right along to some other things. So, for the people who put things in the area they want to do, you are actually potentially uh, creating a situation that is not good for you. Now, here's something, ladies. You know all that lipstick y'all like to wear? You know, that you put all on your lips, you know. Also, we like it. We like looking at it. Okay, I'm gonna lie to you. But some lipstick contains fish scales. I don't know why. I don't know, but they do. And did you know, to all you people like cats, you know, cat urine glows under a black light. There's something in it. I don't know what it is. We don't know. Now, here's something. Fingerprints as well as your tongue have a different pattern than anybody else. Yeah. hmm So if the mob, you know, gets you and takes your fingers off you know, like in that road, they can still tell you more about your tongue. Now, if you're one of those people that keep things around the house forever, like rubber bands and things of that nature, did you know rubber bands will last a lot longer if you put them in the refrigerator? I don't know. You know, right now, look at my refrigerator. I got plenty of room in there for the day. Okay. Now, I've been trying to figure this one out because I feel like me, I cannot. Well, I guess I can. I guess I can. It said there are 293 ways to make change for a dollar. Okay, I'm still a little bit confused about that one. Even if you took 100 pennies, that's only 100. So I don't know. Somebody's got to work that out for me because that's what they say. 293 ways to make change for a dollar. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. The average person in the left hand does 56% of typing if you are a good typing. You do 56. And if even if you're right-handed, the left hand does most of the work when using the proper position of the hands on the keyboard. Hunting and pecking, well, that's a shark is the only known fish that can blink with both eyes. That's everything is good. The longest one syllable word in the English language is what? You can think about it. I keep it up. Okay. Some suggest that squirrel should be included without a noun. Uh, Dreant, dreamt, is the only English word that ends with the letter MT. Oh yeah, look it up. Look it up. You see, dreamt is the only English word that ends with the letters MT. And you may not believe this, but it's true. Almonds are a member of the peach family, right? And did you know that Maine, Maine, is the only state in the union that is pronounced with one syllable? Oh yeah, look for some more. Right. Oregon, Michigan, you know, Mishawaka, or whatever. Alabama. Right. Maine is the only state that's pronounced with one syllable. There are only four words in the English language which end with DOUS. You know what they are? Horrendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous. Okay? So it's the only three words that end with OUS. Los Angeles school name is El Pueblo de Las, okay, El Pueblo de Nuestra Senora La Niña de Los Angeles de Constitución. Those two. Yeah, it's a long name. It's a big one. Now, did you know? And I'll probably crucify that name, so y'all look that up yourself. A cat has 32 muscles in each eye. And an ostrich eye is bigger than its brain. There's some other things going on with that too. And tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur. Mhm. In many advertisements, the time displayed on a watch is 10:10. Okay, the characters Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street were named after Bert the cop and Ernie the taxi driver in It's a Wonderful Life. A dime, just as you want to know, I know you're not going to take the family sample, I'm just going to tell you that. A dime has 118 digits across the earth. Hey, you may be on Jeopardy or something like that. That might be the question. So, you fill it down, you turn it down up on the side, you fill it with it right there. We got 118 of them. The giant squid is the largest eyes in the world. Would you like to be in the world and see something with big eyes like this? Most people, believe it or not, fall asleep within 7 minutes. Okay? Stewardess. Stewardess is the only word that is typed with only the left hand. And that's about some of the things that you didn't know. Okay? I mean, I'm hoping that Alabama actually is over the next statement. I mean, it's going to be a minute before we get over it. But, I mean, we almost it's almost like we died the other day. Come on, y'all. Well, coach, we like him, but, life will go on. There are more coaches. I would imagine that when what's it, who usually coach he used to coach the Packers. Vince Lombardi, right? New Holtz left Notre Dame. Meat Rocky left. I mean, come on, can we get over this? The man's a multi millionaire. He gonna be all right. Okay, I'm just here. We won't think about you as much as you be thinking about him. I'm just saying, him and Miss Terry, they gonna be all right. As one person say he's building a $16 million house someplace. Ask me all that. Why you get a house that big? I don't know. But it's his money. Okay. Oh, there's trouble on the horizon for car manufacturers in Alabama. Why is that? A group of workers at the Mercedes-Benz plant outside Tuscaloosa said Wednesday they have formed an organization committee and plan to form a union in the with the United Auto Workers. In a statement, the committee said 30% of workers at the plant located in James, Alabama, have signed a union authorization card. Then, all y'all running away from all these other cities and trying to get on the union. Alabama gets smart too. Listen, we want to get paid for them. Of course, I don't know none of y'all actually making poverty wages, but okay. So back in the day, you could get you could get on you could get by on the pay bill. The Derek Todd, an online following to the women who began working with the company in 2005, we talked about 2 years ago. Yeah, it is hard. But one of the reasons why it's so hard out there is y'all keep wanting more money, and everything goes up. Then not the rent goes up, the light bill goes up, everything goes up. But Jack Johnson's pay. I'm just saying, there may be, but again, I'm with you. I'm not a, I'm not a, I'm only in favor I'm only in favor of what do you call those Teamster people and all that stuff, only because they seem to look out after their people, and they get more money. Okay, because regular without a union, uh, Common Core math comes in handy. I don't know what that means, but it seems that people who belong to unions make more money. Although, of course, that takes the price of all the goods and services up for the people making more money. Funny thing about it, all the goods and services go to people who make less money. I don't know. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call 7:22 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Right. Mm. Mm. Well, I thank you. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it. And yeah, I did. Maybe John, maybe John and them have mentioned it. I'm not sure on our sports sister show down the hall. I don't normally get into too many sports things unless it's really something interesting. Like I'm not saying that's not interesting. I just women's sports. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. And you don't. And so you know her name? Okay. So you know her first name. Okay. Well, I can find out. Yeah, I can find out who it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll make. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, I never heard of that. Okay. Anyway, 7:26 in the morning. Got to take a break, but we'll be back uno momento with more on this MLK weekend. And as a matter of fact, maybe somebody from the Office of Culture, whatever that office is, can tell us some of the things that's going on. I saw some of it in the paper, but I rather, since they getting paid to do all these things, I figure they come on there and tell us about what's going on in MLK celebration from now until Monday. There's some things going on, and who knows? We may hear from them. I mean, of course, they have been known to ignore the mayor of the airways off and on many times. So today wouldn't be any exception. But we'd appreciate it if anybody knows anybody down there to tell them to give us a call and let us know what any special treat going on for the citizens of Montgomery. We'll be back.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym. Yeah, yeah, the gym. Like 20s again. Incinerator ever to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ENERGY to 321321. That's energy to 321321. I got some. About college, and it comes to your money. Whatever you want to afford, you can do it. SmarterMoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit YouTube. Genders and generations. Experts believe that 4 out of 5 cases of skin cancer could be prevented since damage from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays is mostly avoidable. No matter where you are, the beach, the backyard, and 4 feet. When the sun rays are at its strongest, where and remember, your skin can be affected by the sun rays even when it's cloudy.
Well, I must address something that was said yesterday, which was absolutely wrong. You know, it was addressed a resident narcissist person that calls him resident of the said, I was gleeful about a man being killed. That is never ever the case. But it does seem that there's a two-tier system sometimes. Because nobody has been concerned for what years, I believe, essentially what happened to Mr. Rader. And this individual was had been one of the people who was involved in it. And I'm just thinking that, who cared about them for 38 years? That family he used to over for. In the city of Montgomery was yet to apologize for what happened. They put up a little bit of crack. That doesn't help the family whose father was taken from them years and years and years ago. And now his kids are public. Goes good anyway. So it just, I'm not gleeful about anything. I have all right. God gives us all the right to use as we choose to use it sometimes, some for the good, some for the bad, but it's still our lives to do as we choose to. And when that life is struck down prematurely, for no good reason, I wish I don't think he ever had to, and I don't care, although they were not given any money. Right, coming at anyone, they did not. But whether they did or whether they did, that still is no excuse for not done for all these are not official. And we would think that since we got a black mayor, that mayor would do something that no other mayor has ever done. And they've been so concerned about getting seed bugs involved because I don't know what their problem is. But I'm not gleeful about any man that loses his life, especially in that manner. But again, I'm just as concerned about why he had not showed that kind of concern. That was 49 years ago, and until this day, Montgomery, Alabama, is yet to officially uh, apologize to that family. So, Montgomery Police, not the police department today, of course, not before. 50 years ago, most people in the police department weren't even born. So that's not the issue. I'm talking about then, but it's still in the same city. It's still in Montgomery, Alabama, and the action did take place. So, and the only person who acknowledged in the last few years has been Kevin Murphy, went out to this White House and told it. But until I kept bringing it up, and it's a cloud over Alabama, over Montgomery, that will not cease to come back again and again and again and again. Because nobody officially in the city of Montgomery has ever apologized to that thing for what they do. So now I wasn't gleeful, but I'm just as concerned about everybody else too who loses their life under the behest of the city of Montgomery. And that's right. So now I'm not glad. I'm not glad at any man's death, unless it's old age. They're probably at home. No, but I am concerned that every man's death is equal to any man's death. Okay. 860-14 is the number here. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. Uh, yeah, I thought that was what. Yeah, that was for the parade like last year, but I guess he's going to use it as a Martin Luther King celebration. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I forgot what they called the place. Yeah, well, maybe he'll get in before the show is out and tell it. Hmm. Right, and Bernard. Mm. Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mm. Well, I'll keep my ear out and see what happens. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Their name as inmate. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. All right. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I gotta go. I gotta go take my last break hour. We'll come back after this.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported. There seems to be on a non-good route. Kind of a annoying side street accident north of Summer Boulevard. They're across the street from the entrance to San also across the street, 85 southbound, County to go to drive with this police officers coming in and killing people that we devastated the street. We need to as the people of I-65 is planned. Nothing else takes the law from the government sidewalk traffic to make with the law. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry. If you haven't switched to Medishare, you have two reasons to at least consider. Why it makes so much sense right now.
Number one is inflation. It just makes sense to say, okay, what can I actually save? You can save a lot. And when you don't switch to Medishare, the typical family saves $500 a month. Secondly, the conscience. Medishare members aren't forced to pay for things they don't support Collegium. That's a big deal for a lot of people right now. They want the money to actually work. And one more reason, you can trust Medishare. It's been a gold standard for healthcare sharing for more than 30 years. It works. The research for other two has double the member satisfaction rate if you do the health insurance. So now's a great time to consider making the switch. They're very easy to talk to. Medishare has great customer service. You can call now and get the price within 2 minutes. Here's that number: 855-51-BIBLE. 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 My name is Dan. I'm here with you now twice, helping homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resident stable in the area of unused people. I help people achieve financial independence. So I am just going through advocate, volunteer, live with my not dying.
Son is growing up and that really inspired me to quit smoking. I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I eat, I get and take a walk.
I'm just having a cigarette now. I'm holding 10 on straw, anything.
Until I into temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't say it the very first time I tried.
Oh, I can play something and I learned something each time. Do whatever it takes, no matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lamre Falusi with today's tip for kids from the American Academy. Did you know that tooth decay is an infection? Luckily, cavities are lucky. The bacteria that cause cavities actually children typically have a bacteria there. Take care of these as soon as they emerge by brushing them as soon as you
Walking by 90 News Radio 14. At home, through your electric home device, depend on 1440.
Oh, yeah. All right, then. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing okay out there this morning. Hope that they find you well. And don't forget MLK Day. Maybe more something about it. Yeah, like a picture or something like that. And check the where it's at. I don't put too much information for that. But, you know, let me take one more call before I tell you about a serious situation. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So let me get this right. The new plan that the retirees of the city are right now, is that for everybody? Or I mean, hell, you might as well not have insurance. Okay. So basically, they're not going to pay for your prescription medication. I'll be dead. I'll be dead. I'll be dead by then. Who can afford $500? Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's it. That's it. So I'm just trying to get you. So if you have prescription medicine, you got to come up with 500. They're not going to do the thing until it's over the $500 mark. Right. Which means that you got to come up the first $500. Is that for every medicine, or is that for a cumulative amount of money? That almost killed me. Yeah. Yeah. So let me. Okay. So let me. I have two prescription medicines. Is that $500 deductible for each medicine, or is it a cumulative total account? In other words, if I got 10 prescription medicines, all I got to do is come up with $500 to initially get paying for it, or do I have to come up with $500 for each prescription? Okay, that's still a lot of money. Yeah. All right. Well, I just got a note here right now that said my deductible is $4,500 for my family. My God, if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't need insurance. They did. Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah. So what? So what do you do? And again, I've never had this problem before. Thank God I have not. But what do you do if you don't have the $500? Well, yeah, but now that could be just as dangerous as not taking it. Are you serious about that? So you got to take it every other. I mean, $500 a lot of extra money. Have to. Okay, somebody need to talk. Well, we'll be on next week, and we don't have to talk about this because $500 in tips. Now, when you're making big dollars, you're not retired, you're making big dollars, fine. But for the guy who's retired, man, that's a big bridge to cross. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it. I mean, is that the best deal that the city could come up with? I don't know who they are right now. I may be speaking out of turn, but so go from $4.87 to $500 deductible. And he said, well, I gotta take one every other day. So that can be done. I tried that too when I first got my blood pressure pills. I would take them every other day because I don't want to take a pill every day. And I called what you call it when you wake up in the morning, you say one word, but you look go another way. And I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna take it every day. But again, I've lost all the weight substance, and I don't know that. No, that's a big deal. So you got to come up. What if you don't have the $500? Is there anybody out there to help these folks that just don't have a $500 deductible? Listen, when you own a fixed income, every dollar has a name. You know, light, gas, groceries, gas in the car. Every dollar has a name. And so now what you want me to do is come up with some names, come up with a name for the dollars I don't have. Okay, Mayor. Okay, we need to. Yeah. I know things change, but the best y'all can negotiate that deductible. I mean, come on. Eventually, they don't want to help you pay your medicine. You know, they don't want to help you. You know, so I don't know. I think we can do better. Mayor of the city, I think we could do a better job. City council people, I think we can do a better job than that. Okay. See, this didn't come out till after the election. You know, this didn't come about till after the election. Because had this come out before the election, and I know this is not something that just came up. The government don't work that way. They didn't know about this. Okay. I think it's a shame and a disgrace. Because people, once they retire, you don't all of a sudden get extra money. Now people got to go. Some people going to get a part-time job just to pay the deductible. Good morning. Who's this? They do. That's whoa. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. I guess they are trying to help you leave faster. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number. See, if you haven't got there yet, it is easy not to feel other people's pain. And I gotta tell you, from $4.97, let's just say from $5 to $500. Really? Wow. Anyway, I see what it maybe next time we ought not be so nice to go down there. I mean, nice and get to know us. All right, city council people, Mr. Calhoun or somebody, y'all need to fix this. You know, y'all need to fix this. I'm just saying, they need to fix this. All right? One of these days, we'll be in the same position as some of these people are. From $5 to $500. Yeah. Mm-hmm. $5 to $500. My Lord.
City, Phoenix City, and several others all closed with students working from home. For a full list, visit WSFA.com. Happening now, Selma is still under a boil water notice. The city officials are waiting on lab results after testing the water supply. The city first implemented the notice after finding several leaks that caused low water pressure and led to some people losing water altogether. To help, city officials have been passing out bottled water daily at the Selma Convention Center on Washington Street. In Prattville, city leaders cut the ribbon on a brand new baby box at London's fire station, located at Fire Station 4 on North Old Bridge Road. These boxes give mothers the option to safely surrender their babies. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1400 WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Vicki Barker. After escalating attacks on Western shipping in the Red Sea, U.S. and U.K. forces strike back against Yemen's Houthi rebels.
On CBS Mornings, Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Patrick Ryder said the Houthis were warned.
I think it's important to remember how we got here. 27 attacks against international commercial shipping and mariners since November 19th. Multiple warnings to stop, and we said very loud and clear there would be consequences, and last night there were.
A high-ranking Houthi official has promised the group would retaliate for the strikes and said attacks on ships in the Red Sea would continue. Ryder says the U.S. and its allies are prepared.
So far, we have not seen any kind of retaliatory action on the part of the Houthis, but we're, of course, prepared to respond appropriately.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
Israel has been defending itself in the World Court against charges it's committing genocide against Palestinian civilians in Gaza. Here's the BBC's Yolande Nell.
The defense of the Israelis, the legal team, it's the thought of Hamas because it hides behind civilian locations like hospitals and schools, puts its tunnels and its forces and its militant sites in these locations, that is what has led to the dangers of the civilian population.
These are preliminary hearings. Any resulting trial could last years. Breaking news from Washington, the FAA says it will significantly increase its oversight of Boeing, including with a new audit of the 737-9 MAX jet production line and its suppliers. This after last week's incident when a door blew out of an Alaska Airlines jetliner shortly after takeoff. 3 days ahead of Iowa's Republican caucus, and inflation's a big worry among voters.
I'm in shock. I just told my husband the other day, do you know how much that orange juice costs?
Immigration also a concern. Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley vying for second place behind frontrunner Donald Trump. The former president's New York fraud trial wrapped up yesterday. New York Attorney General Letitia James says it sent a signal.
No matter how powerful you are, no matter how rich you are, that no one is above the law, and that the law applies to all of us equally and fairly.
Trump insists there was nothing fair about what he calls a politically motivated prosecution. Midwesterners bundling up.
Snow is already falling heavily from Nebraska into Iowa, as well as into lower sections of Minnesota. Wisconsin, the Chicago area getting a lot of snow, and it's moving into Michigan. Winter weather alerts for the snow, the ice. It covers thousands and thousands of miles across the upper Midwest, as well as the Great Lakes region.
Out to sea meteorologist Craig Allen says the wintry conditions could persist all weekend. And ahead of the opening bell, the Dow is virtually unchanged. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HOT to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HOT to 321-321. That's HOT to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Watch a lot of political coverage? Then you could probably use a good laugh.
If you're into figurines with disproportionately large heads on a spring and you're into politics, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum has something for you. It's now selling a line of them through its online store. Co-founder and CEO Phil Sklar.
Which features 6 candidates: President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, and then 4 of the more prominent candidates on the Republican side from the election cycle so far: Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Chris Christie.
And now that Chris Christie has dropped out?
I think his will be a collector's item. We're not doing as many of him because of that.
So why bobbleheads?
People just enjoy them because they're fun.
Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
And finally, U.S. rental giant Hertz is selling off thousands of Teslas and other e-vehicles, with demand forcing it to replace 20,000 electric cars with their gas-powered counterparts. More than 600 already listed for sale on its used car website. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Paid for by
Christian Care Ministries.
If you haven't switched to Medishare, you have two big reasons to be consider it and why it makes so much sense right now. Number one is inflation, which is affecting everything. It just makes sense to say, okay, where can I actually save? You can save a lot in one fell swoop if you switch to Medishare. The typical family saves $500 a month. Secondly, your conscience. Medishare members aren't forced to pay for things they don't support or believe in. And that's a big deal for a lot of people right now. They want their money to actually help people. And one more reason, you can trust Medishare. It's been the gold standard for healthcare sharing for more than 30 years. It works. The members love it too. It has double the member satisfaction rating compared to health insurance. So now's a great time to consider making the switch, and they are very easy to talk to. Medishare has great customer service. You can call now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51.
With Kevin Elkins in the morning, Dan Bongino for the midday, and Sean Hannity for your afternoon. It's News Radio 1440 all day. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. I'm just shocked at what happened in this point. I think the city council did a terrible job in implementing this. I mean, I can see it going up incrementally, you know, over the next 5 years or something like that. You know, they know it's coming. That way the cost of living wages or rent and stuff will go up a little bit for everybody on Social Security and everything. But man, that's $5 to 500. And you cannot afford sometimes to take your medicine every other day. I tried that one time. Yeah, they give it to you most of the time. They give it to you for a reason. All right. Any other retirees out there going through the same thing? Are they having to get rid of something else in order to pay just for the medicine? I've been working for the city for years and years and years. But I don't know. You know, I didn't know it was that bad. Because I was down there with it. I didn't know it was that bad. But it is. You know, maybe someone else will have something. Is there no other alternative to big deductibles? I thought if you so let me get this right, because all these commercials on television about Jimmy Johnson and Joe Namath and all them people tell us that it's a great day to be alive and get on the blue card or whatever it is, the blue and white card or whatever. They gave me one and I don't even look at it. From the VA guy. Unfortunately, the commercials don't believe I was ever in. So he's the only guy in town that don't believe it. I am what I am. But it's an amazing thing. So okay, it's this. What would you, my audience, what would you suggest these people do? If you cannot afford your medication, what do you do? What do you take one every other day? One every 2 days or whatever the case may be? What do you do? I mean, and here's the amazing thing about the meditation thing that virtually just taps my grits. They send the same medication to other countries and charge them $2 and $3 for it, but you come back to America and they charge you an arm and 2 legs for it. There ought to be a law in this country where you cannot charge American people more than you charge people overseas. Okay, that don't make no sense. the country of origin for this medicine. We a lot of our medicines come from China, and I don't trust. Not the little small guys like me, but I'm not trust the government over there in no circumstances. I may be all right getting the PlayStation from over there, but I don't know about my medicine, my ammunition. The two things that we need to survive in case of a war or in case of a conflict, medicine and ammunition. And we put our most valuable commodity in the hands of foreign people who they send it back over here, charge us a whole lot of money for it. Now, see, that's what I liked about Trump. Absolutely, I liked about Trump because soon we're going to find ourselves in a situation in this country where we're going to be sick and can't get medicine and assaulted and can't get ammunition. But if you live over there, you can get stuff from America cheap. I don't understand that. I don't understand the politics of that at all. If anything, we ought to charge them people over there more and charge us less. Because we the one that put most of the money probably in R&D, research and development. 864-1440 is the number to give us a call. Whatever else in your mind this morning. Before we get to anything, let's have a serious conversation about something. And it's a killer, and its name is fentanyl. Did you know that more than 1,400 people in Alabama died in 2021 from drug overdoses? It's time to have a conversation about substance. Hope is real, but so is recovery. That's real too. So if you or your family member or a friend are suffering from substance use disorder, please call the Council on Substance Abuse on COSA right now. 334-262-1629. That's 334-262-1629. Or go to COSANCADD.org. That's COSANCADD.org. Get the help you need today. Call COSA 334-262-1629 and get the help you need right now. Okay, phone, see who's there. Good morning, who's this? I believe you. I know it is. Good morning, who's this? Yes. That's the same. What that's the same lie as the other one is. I don't know why you're trying to out talk me. It's my show. So now if you want to slow it down here and have a conversation, that's fine. Well, if you stop lying on me, I won't. No. So let me ask you a question. Now, just ask you a question. Let's be reasonable here. Why would I say I did and I didn't? I ain't getting no money for it. Wait, I'm not getting any jump pay right now. Uh, well, what did you lie about that? But you don't know that. My father didn't die for us. When he died in 1968. Well, that's what they told me. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just, yeah. Well, actually, I spent more than 8 years in. I got a DD Form 214 that can prove that. Okay, I get a D Form 2. And let me ask you this. Wait, for a second. What difference does it make? I know, but really, if I'm a liar, if I'm a total liar, the truth will be known sooner or later. Why are you worried about it? I get called out every day. Okay. Again, I'm trying to. Yeah, but that's a. But what people say that. Mhm. Ooh, 50-50 had his issues, and you got yours. Yeah, he did. But it is too easy. Wait a minute. It is too. Okay, okay. I'm gonna wait till the time. It is too easy to prove that somebody didn't do something. Why would I lie about it? But it's too easy. Wait a minute. All you got to do is call Fort Benning, or Fort Moore, whatever they call it now. All you do is call down there, and they'll say, yeah, he went to school on this day, like NCO Academy up in Virginia where I went. All you got to do is call up there, and they'll give you the information. I mean, it's too easy. It's too easy to prove it. Okay, well, everything's not on your DD form 214. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had nothing to do. I didn't know I was going to be retired. So, okay, didn't have one. Everybody, if you're in the service for six, oh, you will? When do you want to? Hey, well, listen, you can't be in the military for over 9 days without they getting the DD form. I'll put it on Facebook. You can see it. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you something. Are you? I'm serious about this question. Man. Are you lacking something that you think I got more of you of? I ain't mad at it, brother. Okay, I just said, yeah, that's just something you're gonna have to deal with, my brother. I just, I'm sorry. You know, it's one of those things. It is 8:17 in the morning. If you come to the, I mean, seriously, seriously, why would I come on here every day and lie? Everybody, come on, there ain't no money in it for me. I'm a civilian now. I got, if you're gonna lie out here, you need to get a paycheck for doing it. But anyway, so much like, and oh yeah, and that's the guy that came up to wait. That's the guy that came up here to the radio station and said, I'd never been in the army. I've never jumped out of an airplane. I never did all of it. I didn't serve with the United States Army Rangers. I wasn't never with the 82nd Airborne. I wasn't with First Special Forces. I wasn't at Pearl Harbor. I wasn't at Fort Island. Never went to Germany. Never went to Korea. Never went to Madrid. Never went to all these places. So, I mean, that's a guy who came up here and did all this. Well, listen, brother, tell me what I actually have done. Just tell me what I actually have done. I'm not mad at you. Anyway, now it's time to take a break and kind of like mellow out to see what's going on. Now, if you want to call, I wonder. Here's a question. Okay, okay, I'm gonna challenge anybody out there. If I have never jumped out of an airplane, can somebody out there ask a question that only somebody who's actually been in an aircraft jumping would know? Okay, somebody out there calling me up, challenge me, challenge a brother. Just call me up and I can prove it. Okay, because there are just some things that only people who stood in the door of a 141 or 123 or 130 would know. And so I'm just saying, and actually jumped out. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to, because I've jumped out of multitudes of planes, 123, 130, Chinook, 141, and a C5A. And that fool don't even think you can jump out of C5As. Of course you can jump out of C5As, because I did it. Yeah, okay, I'm just saying, anyway, okay, I got to do something here. Okay, there we go. Now I got to take a break. Oh, wait, there's somebody. Okay, hold, there's somebody. All right, good morning. Who's this? Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I wasn't here. You know, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think I need to get up my game on that one, and yeah, that's fair because I'm sick of hearing them make excuses about it too. Okay, I'll accept that. You may be. I may be a little easy on him about this because I just didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, he was only at that particular. But it just makes me feel how old he was. I mean, he was seven. Well, I was only 18. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good. I think that's a. Okay. That is a good point, and I take responsibility for that. So for now, I'm gonna be on like strings on a bone. Anyway, we'll be back. But I had let him off. I was trying to be nice. So, just got in there. He don't know what's going on, all that stuff. But his dad was on the city council at the time of that. At the time that I mentioned it. So any information you want to know about, he's gonna ask Joe Reed. See, his dad on city council. So we'll be back after this.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute. They're only showing up because he and his lawyers are confident that Joe Biden's Department of Justice is not going to prosecute them. Otherwise, there's no way they would have showed up. Now, doesn't want they make a big statement. Oh, we want this to be public. It won't be public. It has to be the normal process like everybody else are doing what goes their deposition. And the White House would not comment or say whether they knew that Hunter was going to crash the hearing, and instead, no, here's a private citizen and makes his own decision. This is not a Hunter Biden issue. Everyone thinks this is about Hunter, but this is about Joe Biden. The fact that Hunter defied a congressional subpoena means he should be treated the same way people like Bannon and Navarro would be. It's that simple. The Sean Hannity Show on the Post. Today. Well, the find the needle in the haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of help, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The deal in the haystack. Employers who post the job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate who is probably within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You because family is amazing, but family is not always understanding and not family, but they have very separate journeys. I feel
Now we're talking insurance services that is covering your home, or even if you've got the coverage that fits your needs. Help to now you every step of the way with a personalized service you really want. Call 334-839-7555 for a free quote today. Every insurance services included in 65 years plus now safeguarding your future.
not enough time to go after that. It inspired me to quit smoking. I talked to my doctors, and then I feel like, oh my cigarettes are just trying to overdose. I started smoking instead of smoking. Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key. I kept on trying, and something each time. Do whatever it takes, no matter how many times it takes.
We did it. So can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Everything's so crazy. I just want to be in control.
Education.
That's right. I was 18 when this song came out, 1975. I was lost. What the hell was going? Okay. I did make my way. 8 years. That's too. That's too. That's too. What's the listener time now? 6 years or 4? You know when Johnny got used to 6 years on that. Anyway, good morning. How's everybody? I know only talk. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah. 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 Well, fragging. Now it used to be when you turn your ammunition on the people that you're working with. Now it means a couple of different things, such as the way you drill for coal and oil and things like that. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. I'm glad you made it back. Mhm. 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 Oh. Oh, hey, sorry about that. You told me about it. You got my number. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Sorry about that. Actually, you hadn't talked too much. That was actually, yeah. And 860-1440 is our numbers if you want to give us a call. I'm trying to answer the phone, work the computer, get the right music set for the segment and all of it. I'm doing all the. I am what you call I'm a multitasking son of a gun. Okay. Good morning. Yeah. Oh, I think he's got some envy, that's a certain thing. So I'm just forgive him. But yeah. And he don't not get one because I did or didn't. Well, what you? You gotta be special to do that kind of thing. I know. I think he is. I think yeah. I think I think he is a 7.5 shoot. Now you can't do it with a skirt on. Now you will, oh yeah, yeah, you will expose a little bit too much, man. Good morning. Who's this? Well, good morning, Submarine. Cool. Second bat. The second bat with Colonel Wayne Downing, and back in the day. As a matter of fact, I was Barabbas. Back in, this was '79. Barabbas. And then, as a matter of fact, Colonel Wayne Downing simply left. Then we had another guy who actually got killed. Lord, Colonel, I can't remember his name. We were in California. It was a C-130, and it hit the ground and it busted wide open. And he was killed. Yes, sir. Well, novice by novice by since I didn't go I think you got to be. I think all you can do is have 30 jumps, combat jumps, stuff like that. But I didn't have any. I had combat, combat jump and stuff like that. You know, no combat equipment. I think they put all the jump on you, and you. Yeah, right for the most. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, 35. Mm-hmm. I don't have. I don't have. I don't have. Matter of fact, I don't. I've never seen him. So, well, I would imagine being in the food service part. We jump when they say we jump, but but we wasn't the grunts, so I never seen one. And you about the third person, I guess they didn't give a quick jump off. I mean, I got paid every month, of course. Well, somebody's got it. Yeah. Mm. Well, the manifest though, right? But you're in the manifest. You're in the manifest, so yeah. Well, because I kept because every time I jumped, I was scared as hell, and I kept posting them. That's why. Matter of fact, I tell you what. Do you remember playing Sergeant Major Conrad? Okay, well, that was my rip instructor in second bat, and he was on the show with me one day. No, I didn't. No, only rip. Uh, 'Cause back in those days, you had to go through rip before they allowed you to go to battalion. Right. It's too late. No. As a matter of fact, only two. Exactly. Well done. Very well. I'm gonna take it. It ain't my fault that y'all didn't want to send the cooks to the Ranger school. So, what can I say? Yeah, we had two. Wait a minute. Yeah, don't dispatch my service like that, Sergeant Major. I went through the same crap that everybody else went through, except I didn't go to. Yeah. I didn't go to. Wait a minute. Support my ass. I jumped with those guys in night jumps and certain deployment we went on, like everybody else, except my MOF was 94 Bravo. Is there something? Wait a minute. Is there something wrong with being a cook? I want to let them Bravo. The Ranger battalion, the battalion guy needed a hot meal when they got back. I did the humping. I did the swamp. I did the swamp dance. I did all the same crap that they did most of the time. Well, not everything because I wasn't. Well, not everything. 'Cause, I mean, but listen. Well, maybe not. I mean, I wasn't my job. Right, but how about the pack rats? How about the pack rats? How about the pack rats that kept the paperwork together in the tank? Are they? Is their work any less? Well, because okay. Well, I didn't. What is it that he did that I didn't do? I went to RIP. I went to the swamp meetings. Well, it was my job. Yeah, but that was their job, my friend. I wasn't 11 Bravo, and they didn't do 1%, and they didn't do 1% of what I did. See, wait a minute. See, you're one of those people, and that's one of the reasons why I left because you guys, the 11 Bang Bangs, think that your job was the most important job that there was in battalion. And that's one of the reasons I went on to the 82nd because you guys thought that you think I wanted to do that job. I came to be a soldier, but they wouldn't let me go there unless I took that regular job. So, yeah, listen, I'm proud of it now, but I wasn't proud of it then. And because of your attitude. Okay, that's why a lot of guys don't go. But when that cook that you call him got killed on a jump a couple of years ago, was his life any less valuable than the 11 Bravo? Okay, he had a crash and burn coming out of aircraft. Was his life any because he was a cook? Was his life any less valuable than 11 Bravo who died? I don't think so. But again, though, you bangers, y'all got a right to have your own opinion. Good morning. Yes. No. I hate the condescending attitude that these folks have. But listen, they 11 Bravos. They according to them, they walk on water and stuff like that. And that's the attitude that I had to put up with when I was there, because they told me the only way I could get there was to be a cook, but that's all they needed in 1977. That's all they needed. So I don't really care. Nobody still has to. Yeah, yeah. But I'm not big of a jump, Matt. I'm not big of a jump. But anyway, well, so much for that. Let us. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure that guy ever was even in the tech. Because if he was, wait a minute, if he was, you don't put down the people who serve beside you. You know, yeah. And a cook got killed here a few years ago jumping out of the airplane. His life is the same. It was the same valued life as the 11 Bravos, the 11 Charlies, the Signal people. I mean, the same. It's the same valued life. So up yours. Okay? And in 1970 something, believe me, when I got there, it wasn't no doggone panacea either when I got there. Now, it's been a while since I was in the town, so it's changed a little bit. But, that's okay. Anyway, you run across Command Sergeant Major Conrad. You ask him about it, bro. Okay? I'm just telling you. Because I used to cook some of the best chow in the woods that there ever was. Okay? Anyway, gotta take a break. We'll be back. I still stand behind what I say. And that's the reason why people don't want to do certain jobs. Because if you're not 11 Bravo, which is basic infantryman, but that P, hey, that makes you special. But I'm gonna invite him down here. Hey, so you want to come on down here? Let's come on, bro. I ain't beating my chest. It was hell when I got there. But you ain't a black man, so you don't know what it was like when I got there. I thought my middle name was N word when I got there. Good, brother. We'll be back. And we are back, 8:47 in the morning. As a matter of fact, the lieutenant colonel guy who died in that C-130, it was in Indian Springs, Nevada. I think it was Colonel Powell, as a matter of fact, was his name. Okay. But anyway, anybody else that doubts my veracity, I got a phone booth we can meet in. Okay. Yeah, I got a phone booth. We can get in that phone booth, and whoever comes out, well, we'll be the victor. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. I don't mind. Okay. Find me a phone booth, and let's some, listen. Okay. Now about this insurance thing with the employees that have retired from the city. Now, some people say, well, I must be getting some. No, 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 not a thing, not a thing. But the city council passed the resolution. The mayor can only do what is allowed to be done by the city council by passing resolution. He don't, and I know they have executive orders and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, the city council can remove, I believe, even executive orders if they wanted to, if you can get the right number of people to agree with you, like any other legislative body. So I'm not blaming the mayor so much because, listen, if I'm the mayor, okay, and this is why I'm looking at this. If I'm the mayor and I believe my cause is just, then I'm going to do everything I can to push my agenda, okay? But the city council can slow roll your agenda if they wanted to. Now, we have Mr. Calhoun is the president of the city council, chairman of the city council. We got Mr. Pruitt, who is the second guy in charge. We got Frenetta, we got Mr. Johnson, we got who else we got down there? We got Mr. Grimes. We have who else we got? We got a bunch of folks down there. Okay, I don't know. Most of them don't really do much. They don't. I don't really remember all their names because they don't. Um, they don't really get in the limelight too much. However, I believe that even though we can blame the mayor, but the mayor doesn't pass laws. Okay, the people who pass the law is the city councilors. Okay, they are the people who pass the laws. So it would seem to me, I'm just saying, it would seem to me that they hold more responsibility for this than the mayor does. The mayor can only put forth what he wants, like the whole NDO thing, the non-discrimination ordinance. We all got on board then. We all got on board because we all found agreement that we didn't want another group of people getting all these special privileges because of their personal practices. Okay, so I'm just saying, so you can get on the mayor, we can get on the mayor all we want to. Now I think the mayor has the right to push whatever agenda he wants to, but the city council's up there to make sure that it does not go beyond the bounds of reality and common sense. So let's not. Okay, they can stop the mayor if they have the gravitas to do it. Okay, so it is the city council's why we are where we are with these retirees and not the mayor. The mayor can suggest a multitude of things, but it is the city council that passes this legislation. Good morning. Okay, square me away. Yeah. Right. Come on. But it costs money. But it costs money to join that, doesn't it? Okay. Well, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big time. We are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that I do not. And I think Trump was trying to do something about that. Mm-hmm. Right, but the city council, right? But we need to get on the city council is why it's passed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
look, sometimes I think he needs to. So, but they have the power to do it.
Yeah. Will and therein right. Therein lies the problem. Will you do? Because the council is closer to the people than the mayor are. The mayor is insulated from lots of things that the council, and so the council's job, just like the House of Representatives, it is the houses that close to the public. So if they don't want something to happen, it don't happen.
And if the mayor, you know as well as I do, if they ever got to the point where, and that's how you put between you, they control the budget.
They do.
Take care of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Do away with the Office of Violence Prevention, which I think is
Yeah, because it ain't working. So, yeah, I know. Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Let me take one more call before we go. 8:56 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? All righty then. Okay, so much for that. I can't, but I wonder who that guy. That guy probably wasn't no sergeant major, no way. You know, he was probably just a wannabe. Yeah, I won't believe it until he shows up in my studio. I will not believe it. And if he does, I'll knock out 10 push-ups. But I don't believe it unless you show up, brother, because you don't put down your service, your support personnel in any military unit. Without them, there are a lot of things that won't happen. Your life would be made a hell of a lot more miserable. Trust me. That kind of ticked me off. You know, good morning, on there. Yes, I will. Yeah, he insulted me. He insulted a brother. Okay, no job, no. And if you've ever been in the military, no job is more important than another job. No job. They all are important. Okay. Yeah, but when he gets here, tell him we'll make a run for that phone booth. Good morning. Who's this? Okay, appreciate it. All right, then my time's up. But when the sergeant major gets to town, bring him down to the studio. We're gonna have a talk. Okay? We gonna have, and then I'll get all my Ranger buddies up there in Washington on the air with us at the same time. Second Battalion up there, the ones who retired. Now we'll have a powwow on the air. Okay? We'll powwow on the air. Because I'm pretty sure when that cook died on the jump a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure his life was just as important as 11 Bravo. Okay, I'm almost, matter of fact, maybe sometimes a little bit more. Anyway, my time's up. We'll see you tomorrow if you need to. Real quickly, I gotta go. Bye. He's probably a private.
WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Today is another first alert weather day with severe weather moving to our state.
Must have been one of them. Gracious. Come right now.
Remotely or virtually. Macon County, Opelika City, Phoenix City, and several others all closed with students working from home.
Can I be there?
Happening
I just saw this once and
boil water notice. The city officials are waiting on lab results after testing the water supply. The city first implemented the notice after finding several leaks that caused low water pressure and led to some people losing water altogether. Health city officials have been passing out bottled water daily at the Selma Convention Center on Washington Street. In Prattville, city leaders cut the ribbon on a brand new baby box at one of its fire stations located at Fire Station 4 on North Old Bridge Road. Boxes give mothers the option to safely surrender their babies. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440, also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by: never leave a fallen